Permit access allows local governments to configure certain parts of the corridor access request process so that each local government has all the information required to make a decision about approving their applications. Each local government can configure settings such as application fees, as well as the documents that are needed to be sent to their applicants prior to approval. Commonly, these can include standard or engineering drawings, requests for additional information such as traffic management plans, proof of insurance or qualifications and accreditation, or any other documents required by your code of practice. These documents and requests are made automatically available to the applicant once the application has been generated. The applicant can download these documents and upload responses to be reviewed and approved by the road authority. Each local government can also upload their conditions, the rules under which an application is approved. Those standard to every application can be treated as part of the workflow mentioned earlier, but those that are specific to a location, time, date, or type of works can be loaded in and then selected on a need-by-need basis as each application has been reviewed. Once your configuration is complete and we turn on your organisation to receive notifications through the beforeUdig service, you'll start receiving those CorridorAccess request notifications for works taking place within your municipality. Then you'll see them in the Permit Manager piece, and the applicant will be able to access them through what we call Permit Monitor, the component that they can then use to respond to these applications and communicate with you. So we'll move over in a moment to show you what your applicants will see, just to give you a bit of an idea of how simple it is for them to respond to the information that you're sending to them and to ask any questions that they have of you. Permit Monitor, the piece used by the applicants, sits off as part of the beforeUdig service. It simply is another tool shown on the dashboard page. The applicant will see a list of all CorridorAccess requests that they've made, regardless of what council or local government area the application is made in. So long as they are using our PermitAccess application, we'll show them listed here. We put the newest application on top and provide tools to applicants so that they can easily find a particular job that they're looking for to provide more details on. When the contractor opens up an application, they too see some of the details from the beforeUdig service, as well as some requests for some additional information that is specific to a CorridorAccess request. Most of these fields are drop-downs in an attempt to assist in creating the process to be as smooth as possible for your contractors. This information gives you, as the road owner, more detail regarding information such as the actual duration of the works, the traffic management plans and site plans, as well as key on-site contacts. So it's a fairly simple process. You can see here where I'm just simply selecting some of the information that is relevant to what it is that my works are doing, and I can save that. There's a tab over here on the left called Documents, which allows the applicant to view those standard documents that you set up and had automatically sent to them as part of the application process. So you're not having to manually send through documentation for each application. PermitAccess will do that for you. The applicant simply needs to download each document, and once they've downloaded it and they've read the request, they have the opportunity here to upload a response back to you. This means that their contractor can start understanding what additional information you need and respond at any time of the day. There's also a tab that allows for messages to be shared between the parties. No more searching your inbox looking for a particular email, or if you're not available, that email is unavailable to your entire organisation. These messages can have attachments, so your applicants could potentially be sending things through like photographs of the worksite, or you could be sending them through additional information using that service. As you review the information provided back, such as the additional documents or fields of information that have been provided, the applicant receives updates via email to let them know when milestones are met, such as when the application has been approved, or if blockers come up, such as a document has been rejected by council for not providing sufficient information. When a new application arrives, it can be found via the dashboard view. This shows applications filtered by those assigned to the logged in user, or all applications that have been received across your local government area. Table and map views are provided so users can see visually where all those works take place. An individual application can be opened and assessed. Much of the detail provided on this original page is passed across to us from the beforeUdig service. PermitAccess was built on a platform of collaboration. For example, the works dates can be negotiated, with the local government proposing alternative dates for the application. So if there's an example where an applicant has chosen dates where there's already works taking place on that particular section of road, you can propose an alternative set of dates back to the applicant. The PermitAccess application process requires that the traffic lights running down the left, here where you can see them, are all moved from red to green. All lights must be green prior to approval of a CorridorAccess request. The road authority has the flexibility to action these lights in any order. For example, if you've chosen to charge a permit application fee, you may choose to action your payment section first. If a particular component of the workflow is not required for an application, it can be flagged as not required. So say we've got works taking place internally, you may choose not to charge your own organisation a permit fee. If that's the case, you can simply choose to click the Not Required button. Once something is made not required, it is not counted towards the mandatory green lights. The prerequisites section over here on the left allows the local government staff to review the documentation that has been provided to you by your applicants. So we can easily download the response that we've received, review its content, and then we can either verify or reject each document. Additionally, as we've touched on earlier, here under the conditions you can see all of the clauses that we uploaded earlier as part of our setup. To create a specific document for a particular application, it's as simple as selecting those clauses that are relevant. They can come from any page, and then we can create a simple PDF document that is sent through to the applicant. That document is then downloaded and accepted by the applicant so that you know they're aware of these additional conditions under which the work can take place. Next, we'll have a look at the traffic management section. Here's where we can see the information that the contractor has provided to us. This section is not meant to be a replacement for a traffic management plan. This is just a simple overview of some of the key features of the road type that's being impacted and the type of works that are taking place. So your tasks here are as simple as either to confirm the information is accurate or you can edit it as required. So we'll quickly just edit that one, but we'll confirm the other one is correct. And you can see as we undertake these tasks, our traffic lights have moved from red to amber to green. So if we now go in to contacts, we can see the contact information that's been provided. So contacts in the context of PermitAccess are the key people involved in the works. For example, a temporary traffic management contractor, so who is responsible for the traffic management plan and its implementation on site. You can have a civil contractor who's actually responsible for the works taking place in that location, or you can have the principal contact who's basically paying the bill. So what we can do here is see the details of who these contacts are and acknowledge we've received that information. You're not approving their choice of contractor, you're simply acknowledging that you can see who it is and that that information's been provided to you. So here on the schedule page, you can see we've now been provided with information regarding the duration of the works. So on the 29th of April this year, there'll be an intention for a 7-hour closure of that intersection. So if we're happy with that, we've got that option here to approve those dates. And as we approve those dates, you can see here that our schedule has gone to green. Until each of these traffic lights is either green or made not required, I don't have the ability to approve these works. You'll see here that that has errored. So I'm still waiting on my contractor to download and approve the conditions document, and once that's done, I'll be able to approve those works. There are some other statuses available to me here. So for example, I could reject the application if for whatever reason I don't think it should be going ahead. I've also got the option to choose permit not required. So for example, if I reviewed that site of works and discovered that the road actually belonged to NZTA, I've got the opportunity to close the works request at any time and send back a notification to the applicant to say that they don't actually require a permit application or a CorridorAccess request from my organisation. The final option we have here is called a service authority acceptance. So what that allows me to do is it allows me to fast track the process for approving works being done on behalf of a service authority, a utility such as Chorus, for example. So rather than necessarily having to go through the entire list of traffic lights and get them to green, so long as Chorus and I can agree on the start and end dates of their works, I can pop the work into a service authority acceptance. Service authority acceptance fast tracks the application through to the status where it still requires the applicant to let me know when the works are starting and ending, so I can still interact with the works and know that they're happening, but it doesn't require me to follow up on details such as payments, conditions, and so forth, which may not be required under your code of practice. Okay, now you can see that our contractor has had the opportunity to download and accept our conditions, and all our traffic lights are green, except the payment option which we earlier made not required. So now I've got that opportunity to approve these works. Because of the way we have set up our workflows and documents for this particular instance, our applicant also receives a certificate. The certificate outlines clearly that they have permission from our local government to undertake works between a specific set of dates at a specific location. That is basically their works access certificate, so that they are able to show that on site if needed to prove that they have your approval to do the works. Once a corridor access request has been approved, the contractor can easily update the progress of the works. With a few button clicks, they can let you know when the works are pending to commence, when the works have actually commenced, including the date, and finally they can let you know when the works are completed. You'll note here, if I choose a date that doesn't match the approved end date of the works, I need to give a reason why. So it could be a case where the works have been agreed with the council and suddenly something has come up that has made these works more important to be finished quickly. So rather than redoing my corridor access request, the council may say that all I need to do is ensure that I accurately document when the works were done and we can progress. Once the contractor has completed their works, responsibility for completing the permit application in Permit Manager comes back to the local government. There are several options available to you at this stage. Some local governments will choose to have a works completion notice go to the contractor as part of this works complete phase. And once that's done, you've got the option of either putting the job directly into warranty or undertaking an inspection of the works site. So if you choose the inspection option, you have two outcomes. It can either pass or it can fail. And then it's just a matter of filling in the relevant boxes, including comments which can be internal or back to the contractor and principal contact. If something fails your inspection, you need to attach a remediation due date to it. Files can also be attached, such as photographs or inspection reports. The failure of an inspection will put the job into the status of needs remedial action. So this will require the contractor to undertake the works by the due date and notify you that the works have been done. Then you have the option of re-inspecting the site to ensure that the works are up to your standard. So if we re-inspect the site, you can see we can now choose to pass those, and we will save that, and this will automatically place the job into warranty. Part of the process then will automatically place a 2-year warranty period on the job that can be configured and changed as required. Once an application is in the warranty status, we remove it from the dashboard view for you, just to keep your dashboard view of those tasks that are still in progress and need your attention. So a few other things that you can do in Permit Manager that might be of interest to you is you have the ability to add in additional fees. So for example, if you need to charge a contractor for remedial works, you've got the ability to use the same payment processes that we used earlier to set up a remedial fee. Again, the payment can be either manually handled through your own finance department, or it can be linked into your payment gateway. You can see the notes and the messages that have been sent to you by your contractor and respond to them. Additionally, you've got the ability to add notes to this job that stay internal. So in a department where you have multiple people working on the same applications, you may find it handy to be able to write a quick note so that if you're not available when that applicant calls back, someone else can see quickly that you have left a phone message and what tasks need to be done. Additionally, we have this Google Street View data available to you. So this allows you to undertake basically a desktop survey of the location. It'll help you if you're looking to see where that site is and what's around it. For example, you'd be able to see if there's a bus stop or a crossing or something that may impact your decision making as to whether or not these works can go ahead, or whether certain conditions need to be added to the permit application process before you approve the works.